You either is or you ain't. You do or you don't. You can or you can't. Or you will or you won't. Either way, baby, a good man, well, he's hard to find. Welcome to the One More for the Good Guys podcast, where good guys gather to shed light on the good life, the people, and the good things that make it that way. I'm Mike McGill with my co-host, Jamie Akins. Now, raise your glass, lend us your ear, and let's have one more for the good guys. Now, sorry, don't cut it when it's... Hey, everybody, McGill Billy here.
And I am Jamie.
Welcome back, or welcome to, whichever way it hits you. That is great. Welcome back to all of our folks who have been following us for a while. Thank you for coming back. Thanks for tuning back in. And if you're here for your very first time, thank you for tuning in to One More for the Good Guys, where we talk about the good things, the good life, and the good people that make it that way.
Very close. Very close.
Something like that. But at any rate, if you're fans also coming back for the first time and or coming back, thanks for all of none of that made sense right there. I just completely just went, blah, 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 blah,
Take two. Blah, blah. Take two.
For those of you who are returning and have already liked and subscribed to all of our content, thank you for that. If you are new, please like and subscribe to our content. You can follow us here on YouTube or anywhere you get your podcasts, as well as all the social media pages of Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube's, right? Is that all of them?
Instagram, all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Just look for One More for the Good Guys. You can also find our Good Guys Cigars, or you can visit our personal site, Good Guys Cigars. You know the rest, because we can't tell you that.
Or just Google Good Guys Cigars. We're the only one on earth.
There you go. So thank you. If you've came out and seen us live or in person in color, as far as any of our events and or any of our music shows, we thank you for that. Anything you've done to help us, we just simply say thank you.
Thanks.
And we also want to say happy Cinco de Mayo. Today is Cinco de Mayo. And in honor of Cinco de Mayo,
we're going to smash a bunch of tacos.
We are going to smash a bunch of tacos. But before we smash the tacos, I'm going to smash this cigar, which is a Oliva G Maduro. This is a Mexican San Andres wrapper, made in Nicaragua, has a Indonesian binder and Nicaraguan fillers. It is from the Oliva factory. This was rated a 93 by Cigar Aficionado. And so far, I've never had one of these. The only Oliva G's that I have ever had has been the Cameroon variety. So this is very, very new. And right off the bat, it's very subtle, very smooth, not very strong, no big pepper blasts, none of that stuff. The sites say that you're looking at a very dark, obviously Maduro, meaning ripe or dark, toothy wrapper, which San Andres tends to be. Says you expect coffee on the aftertaste, both flavor and strength growing intensity throughout the cigar, completing a satisfying medium-bodied blend. So
it's wonderful.
It's great. It's really good. So I'll let you know what I get from it, but I'm happy to have this one. And if you've not tried one yet, try one with us and go over to Good Guys Cigars, and you'll find
It's a good looking Maduro. I'll say that about it.
Yeah, this is a Toro size. Looks like about a 6x52, so pretty much a standard. That's 52, ain't it?
At least,
yeah. So, what are you smoking?
I am smoking this H. Upman 1844 Nicaraguan by AJ Fernandez. Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. We talk about legacy brands a lot. This is one of them. Original Cuban legacy brand, them and Romeo and who's the other that's out that owns them all?
Monte Cristo,
non-Cuban stuff.
Yeah,
for all them. This is one of our favorites. It's also one of my very favorite bands. It's got a great blue. I hope you can see that. Just got this great blue color to it. It's just very, very nice. It looks uppity. Yeah. What is that? Aqua? It's turquoise.
Turquoise.
Whatever it is, it's good. It's this has been one of our, and we're like AJ Fernandez kids, I guess, since we promote everything. But hey, if you got it, you got it. Yeah. And this is good smoke. So
very, very good smoke. I discovered those when I kind of first got into the hobby, and I'd bought them in different sizes. I had a Robusto before and the Toro, but my favorite forever was the Churchill.
Still is, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
The Toro's great. I think I just like I think I probably like the Churchill in that one now. I don't think it has. I just think AJ does Churchills really good, especially in that blend, and more so now probably just because of what's the word? Nostalgia.
Yeah,
because it takes me back to that time that I didn't know.
And Churchill size is something I've really started smoking now that we've started this venture and whatever. And I tell you what, like earlier, you had an Oliva G Cameroon, and now you're smoking the Maduro, completely different smoke.
Completely.
Same letter, but that I believe the Cameroon Oliva G is best in Churchill. Mm-hmm. I smoked one yesterday, and it was delightful.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Those have a little age on them too, so that
2 years at least.
That might help it a little bit. But yeah, I'm with you. We carry the little Robusto. We have those, and we have this the size I smoked last time was the Bellicoso, which is
how was that?
Soft box press 5x52. It was okay. It was good. It was certainly good. It was enjoyable, but it didn't just. It wasn't like what you're saying with the. It lacked a little bit of that. It lacked a little bit of that sweetness.
It's the ratio that matters.
I
noticed that Bellicoso was not a 6 1/4 either. It was like a 5.5 or something.
It was a 5x52.
I was in a Bellicoso, which is an odd.
It is
length.
I mean,
but that may very well be their Bellicoso though, because I think they make the Oliva V in that same size.
It is in that one.
Yeah,
it very well may be. You may very well be right.
Could be. But this smoke right here is something. I don't know. I just love it. Everything about it. The aesthetics of it.
Cocoa.
Powdered cocoa.
Yeah.
Too. Reminds me of
arid Nestle texture, I think.
A little bit it is. It is. And lots of smoke.
Yeah.
Great size. That's my favorite H. Upman that I smoke right there.
Yeah.
I've got that 1844. I think it's an Ajo or something.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's not nearly as good as this.
And those are a good value, but you can find both of these blends at Good Guys Cigars. So Do yourself a favor, go check those out. You don't have to be just a local. We actually offer e-commerce store. So go check those out. And which leads us right into the discussion of the day. So our first event we had on, what was the date on that? It was April 5th, 7th. I believe that's right. Something like that.
April 7th.
Yeah. So April 7th, we had our first event, and we entitled that event an OG event.
Original Gangster,
good guy. So if you wanted to become an OG, you had to be at that event. Well, we had a resounding success of that. And the more we talk about it, we're also going to be doing that again this May the 12th. So would you like to tell them what a good guy, an OG, what all they get, or should I go through this first?
Well, let's talk to them about what they get. Okay. An OG with us is a yearly membership. All right. And we only offer it at certain times a year. It's $100. And the events we have, the event and to sign up to be an OG is $100. Okay. So it's the best time to sign up because you get all this stuff. And here's what we had at the last one, as far as our event package went, right? And let me pull it back up because I just lost it. So $100 got you 10 cigars, right? That we handpicked based upon flavor profiles.
And I'll go through those with you.
Okay, yeah, you're going to go through that, right?
Just give them the what?
Well, I'm trying to get back to
the perks.
I screwed around and missed it. Okay, so we gave away 10 premium cigars in the package, a cutter. It was a two-way cutter. It was a V cutter with a guillotine both. A lighter.
Vertigo cutter,
yeah, and lighter. And very similar to the one I use on the show.
Vertigo Cyclone lighter, Vertigo combination V and straight guillotine cutter.
10 premium cigars and
a 30 count acrylic humidor.
That's correct. With Boveda packs. Got all that, and that's what you get at the event. So you hand over your $100. That's what we handed back to you. Plus, you're an OG for 365 days for starting then. Here are your year-round benefits. This is the best part.
This is one we want to cover.
One free cigar at every Good Guys event. You're an OG, you show up, you get a cigar. Okay? You do not have to buy into the package that night. You can hang out and help us. You can hang out and smoke with us. You get your free cigar. You also get one free cigar every year on your birthday. Okay. And it's not going to be it's going to be something good. We'll have a birthday stick.
Premium hand-rolled
yes,
quality cigar.
Every event while you're an OG, you get 20% off of that event. So say you went to the second event and that event was $100, your cost would be $80. Okay. You can use that year round. Once a year, you can come to us and say, hey, Good Guys, I need this box. I want to buy a box of this. And we will sell you one box per year at 10% over our cost. No matter what it is, as long as we can get it. Okay.
So if you want to save up and buy that really special box that's
5, 6, 7, a lot,
then now's your opportunity to do that. Or maybe you're just a 5-pack and a 10-pack smoker, and you just want to splurge, and you figured out what is box worthy in your mind, then you can get that box as well.
That's right. Lay away a box. We'll put it back and you can pay for it over time, right? If you're an OG member. 10% off all fuel and accessories.
Yeah. Accessories cover lighters, cigar, ashtrays, butane.
Basically everything you don't smoke.
Yeah. Everything.
Right.
You don't
everything.
Smoke.
you get a free raffle ticket at every event. In this last raffle, we gave like $100 of stuff away. We gave
150 MSRP. We gave away a wall art. We gave away a big giant ceramic Oliva V ashtray, Oliva branded ashtray, I should say. A travel humidor with that 3-pack travel humidor with 3 cigars in it, 2 which were number 2 cigars of the year, and 1 which was a number 1 cigar of the year. So you got a La Historia, a Monte Cristo 1935, Nicaragua, and you got an aging room Quattro.
Yep. So gave that away as a raffle. And
a lighter.
And a lighter.
Yeah.
That's right. And a cutter.
Cutter came with the thing. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So all that was given away as just a raffle. And you get a free raffle ticket for being an OG member just by showing up. And then OG field trips are coming where we're going to start going out and visiting some of the wholesalers. Going to have some, maybe a trip to see a roller or something like that, different things. And you get the first right of refusal on all those trips. You will know about them first. If you want to go, you'll know what they cost, all that. And you'll say, hey, yeah, I want that. And when I say first right of refusal, you say, hey, I want that for me and my 4 buddies. They don't have to be OGs. Okay. So, because we want people to go on these field trips.
Yeah, and we'll also be bringing in local merchants, things that pair well, like coffee. We'll probably do something with one of the alcohol, one of the spirits companies, as well as with Trailhead, do some pairings and some beer tasting events and different things like that. So there's going to be lots of stuff, and you get that all for your OG price.
Yeah. So basically, when you become an OG at one of the events, you get your money back immediately in product, and then some.
Absolutely.
And then some.
You make money in cigars. I mean, it's a. We'll put it to you this way: it's $185 MSRP, and you're getting it for much cheaper than that.
Yes. Plus all the perks. Plus the next event, you get 20% off that event. All this. So,
yeah.
One other thing I want to mention about our website is that we don't carry everything, and we certainly don't carry everything in stock. But if you've got a favorite that you don't see that we carry, we have a feature where you can click and say, hey, I don't see what I want. Basically, you click on this and you tell us what you want, and we'll get you back.
What it's called.
We'll get you back a price in 48 business hours, or we'll say, "Hey, no, we can't get that," but then we'll probably offer you an alternative that's similar and see what you like about that.
Listen, guys, here's the deal: all your online ordering stuff across America, there's only 37. There's only 37 brick and mortar stores that offer any kind of e-commerce. Okay. The rest of all your big cigar pages where you are ordering, your big cigar companies that you're ordering online from, such as Cigars International, JR, all that stuff is owned by, guess what? Big Tobacco. They're either owned by General Cigar or they're owned by Scandinavian Tobacco Group. We're little guys. We're a little fish in a big pond, and we're just starting out. So.
We're metaphorically little guys. We're actually not very little in general.
Yeah.
You said you were little. You're not little.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. No, but we are little guys in this business, okay? So basically, we're not going to be able to carry everything. But if you smoke them, we can get them. And if we can't get them, we're going to be able to give you an alternative. And I can assure you of this. Our prices are going to be competitive, if not better, than those big stores or anybody else here around town. So
I found this when you go and to click on it here. It says, don't see it. Click here now.
Yeah.
Click here, rather. And you just click on that and you can say, hey, I'm looking for this. Can you get me a price? And we'll get you a price, okay? Because here's the deal. We're not collectors of cigars. We're sellers of cigars. Actually, personally, we are collectors of cigars. But we want you to smoke, right?
Yeah. Well, we want you to smoke. We want you to purchase them from us, but we also, more than that, we want to provide information. We want to provide an education about these things, and we also want to provide you with the best price possible out there. It's the only way we're going to be able to get into this business and be able to try to do our best. We're totally cigar smokers. We're totally cigar enthusiasts and have been for quite some time. And the more and more we talked about it, the more and more we wanted to try to get into this and try to make a start at something for something new. So many times starting out, we shop with our eyes. You've heard us say it here a million times before. Yeah. That band looks good. That looks cool. That must be a pretty good stick. Well, this thing could be a total dog rocket. It is not, however, but the cigar, well, let's just say you didn't know anything about cigars and you walked into a humidor and you seen the newest, flashiest cigar band, and we won't say a brand. And then you looked over and you seen a Padron 1000 series that's just got a little plain, simple brown band on it. And you said, I'm going to take that one, the one that's got the big flashy brand. Again, not this brand, which this is trying to teach you something, but you picked the flashy brand. You picked the thing that's appealing and you have a terrible experience. Now, not all the time you're going to do that, but 9 times out of 10, you probably are. And you don't have a very good experience. Well, it's kind of like that scene in the Temple of Doom, or not Temple of the Last Crusade.
Chose poorly.
You chose poorly.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Because the Padron 1000 series is a wonderful cigar, but it is a completely ruddy, unimpressive looking band, unimpressive looking wrapper, but probably one of the most consistent experience in cigar smoking that you can have.
Like it's your deserted island cigar. Like you take it with you because they're that good.
But you wouldn't have known. It was in the clay cup. And then the other was in the big fancy baller chalice. You chose poorly. So we want to be able to do that. So now I said first, there's 37 different companies that across the nation who have e-commerce. We are the first in Knoxville to provide e-commerce, being the Good Guys Cigars. We are also the first in Knoxville that has an informative and educational podcast dedicated to the art of hobby of cigars. And we are also going to be the first. And anywhere that I know, should we save
That's
it?
Done deal now.
Well, I know it is, but
well, let's just put it this way. Our next event's coming up in a little over a week. Well, coming up from a week from today, May 12th at Trailhead. And we're going to be offering the same packages we just talked about. We're going to be doing a cutting and lighting demonstration, which a lot of you may think, oh, really? You're probably doing it wrong. Probably. Chances are you're doing something about it wrong, and that is taking away from your experience. Now, some of you aren't, but listen, we can show you a couple of things. It's just like these golf coaches, man. They show you 1 or 2 things. Next thing you know, you just drop 10 shots, right? We can show you a couple of things about lighting, and we both each have a different technique even about that will improve your experience. All that's coming May 12th, and we're going to be revealing what Mike was just about to say, but we're going to be revealing that on Monday.
Yeah. And so therefore, 3 firsts of anybody in Knoxville, and one of very, very few across the United States. So go to the website, check it out, see what you think about it. Like I said, like Jamie said, if you don't find something there that you like, send us a message. Hit that button. Don't see it here. Tell us what it is. Tell us the name, the blend, the size that you're looking for, and we'll have you an answer back in 48 hours. Now, at the start of all this, we was kind of right around at the pandemic. We had just basically gotten back together as far as being able to get back together and stuff. And for the longest time, and I'm not going to go into a total big spiel on this, but you guys know I built the honky tonk, what you see here. I needed a place to quarantine because I was taking care of my terminally ill father as well as my mother, who were both in their 80s at that time, as well as a neighbor, the neighbro, who was in his late 60s, early 70s. And I was their only outlet. I was their only outlet to the world to be able to try to help take care of them. So if I got the Rona, I needed a place to quarantine. So I did
Here we are.
I did what every little good boy should do, and building my honky tonk in his backyard. Basically like a hunting cabin for cigars and watching ball games and being able to.
And a roof for groundhogs.
and a roof for groundhogs and and stink bugs.
Well,
and, but actually having a nice place to where you could, basically rough it, camp out over here, spend the night, spend your 2 weeks in quarantine.
And we could bring you this exhilarating content.
Exactly. So everything with that said, being built, and, Jamie started coming over. We did our distancing and all that stuff. And we just started talking more and more about cigars, and it was overwhelming how much of the conversation and how much of the narrative of our talks and our time together were coming up with how we wish we would have been treated, how we wish we would have known this information when we first started, how we wish we would have had somebody to show us how to properly cut, show us how to properly light. How do you cut a torpedo? What is Maduro? What is Rosado? What is, all the different sizes, just all the education that goes with it that so often is like drinking from a fire hose when you first start something, especially in the cigar business.
Or a bunch of fire hoses, because none of the information's in one place. That's another thing we want to offer is like, hey, we want to be your one-stop shop for information and product. And then if we don't know, we'll find out. Let us do the research for you because we like doing it.
Yeah.
And,
But I had been a smokeless tobacco user. I had been a cigarette smoker. I had any way I could get nicotine, I wanted it, and I had to have it. And
just pounded tomatoes,
shoot it up, eating. Yeah, I look like a groundhog eating
get all
tomatoes
the nightshade you could get.
Yeah, I just needed it all. So, but I gave all that up and started. My first little trip, I went to the liquor store to get some booze for the week, and they had a little humidor in there, and I walked in and I was like, I've used to smoke cigars on a semi-regular basis, and I hadn't had one in such a long time, and I had, again, given up the cigarettes and everything, and I thought, I'm gonna grab me a cigar. So I got me a couple. No, actually, I think I just got one, but then I came back and I just really enjoyed it. I started watching YouTube videos of trying to figure out how to, cut and light and do all this different stuff. And I just found it very ritualistic. I found it very calming. I found it very, basically very rewarding to say, hey, I've made it safe again today. it was a big running thing, was like, or how, your buddies or somebody would call and ask you how you're doing. Back then it was like, well, I'll let you know in 2 weeks.
Right.
As of right now, I'm doing okay. But I just found myself. So I went back, a few weeks later, and was getting my spirits and all that stuff and picking up stuff for the neighbor. And I bought a bundle of factory throwouts, short filler, machine rolled cigars, and just started enjoying them, started doing more. And then it started developing into, there's all this other stuff. There's short filler, there's long filler, there's different wrappers. This one's grown in this continent. This one's grown over here. This one's here. This one has this. And just open up a tremendous world of new information that I had no idea of. And of course, Jamie and I were getting together once a week, talking about what we should do, and we should do a podcast, and we should do this. And the entire time during all that, we were smoking cigars and visiting and keeping ourselves sane and mindful of the now and not the to come or the past, but the present and the now. So, don't get me wrong. I was never really treated unfairly or poorly at local brick and mortar shops. I went last week and had 2 cigars at 2 different brick and mortars here. And guess what? I got 5,000 cigars here. I went and bought one from them, like you're supposed to do. Not a savage, for God's sakes. So I went down there and bought a cigar. And while I waited on my mom to get through with her appointment that I had taken her to, I had a coffee and a cigar. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just as much as if I was sitting here doing that. But I'm never treated unfairly or poorly, but I was just never treated and or talked to, instructed, however, whatever descriptor you want to put on this, of the things that I had learned for myself, by myself. And the more and more we started talking about doing this, the more and more it became obvious that this is what we wanted to do.
Something you're saying there that really struck me is this. It's not that you go into a place and they're mean to you or whatever.
No.
But it's
quite the opposite with this.
Yeah, but it's a passionless environment, and it should just be the opposite of that. It's like I can talk to anybody about anything and listen to them, and if they're really passionate about what they're into or talking about, I'm interested. Now, I may not go out and start doing it too or whatever else, but passion brings a lot to the table. If you go into these places,
creates intrigue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a whole lot of heart and effort and passion went into creating this. And it's no different than people making wine or whatever else. There's a passion involved in it.
Right.
And I want to be excited about it. Like it's a kid, being a kid in a candy store when we go in a humidor. I'm like, I got one of those. I got 2, That's how I feel. And the reason I feel that way is because I have surrounded myself on YouTube, most of it, with people that have passion for this.
Well, and it's it's exactly, you're 1000% right. This obviously is a business that we decided to start. This is obviously a business that we want to be successful at. But each and every one of y'all should know that it is a passion project as much as it is anything.
Very much so. Very much.
And we want to pass that along to you. I promise as we go along, whether you're a newbie or seasoned smoker, you're going to learn new things that will intentionally continue our dedication to the research and knowledge of the premium hand-rolled cigar world, to share with you each and every week, or each and every event, or each and every time you see us, or if you have a question.
And Mike's going to get into the details of the actual cigars.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what cigars.
But I didn't want to interrupt during that part because it's a cohesive thought. But this is something, Mike's talking a lot about how he got into smoking cigars and his story and whatever. And mine's quite different. And this is, somebody out there may need to hear this, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. Cigarettes killed half my family. Okay, literally. So I grew up with a bad taste in my mouth, no pun intended, of smoking. And as far as what I heard, what happened to it, whatever else, I grew up playing in bars, so I love the smell of cigarette smoke. I like that environment. But I had to get over this, oh God, I'm smoking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So first of all, I want to say this. We got a show about this, and we'll ask us. This is not even remotely the same thing as smoking a cigarette, okay? No. For those of you that are newbies and don't know, you don't inhale these when you smoke them. Now, secondhand smoke, fine and dandy, but listen, this is the most unaltered form or unaltered consumer product that hits our shore. How do I know that? Because I'm in the business. Of this and import-export business. So I wanted to get a little bit personal more about why I smoke. I'm a praying person. You know, if you're not, fantastic. I am. So I prayed about it, and I said, I wanted to feel okay about it, that I wasn't just going to, because I had a fear of lung cancer and things like that. But my job in my life, because I wear so many different hats, is very, very stressful. And I decided through prayer and through talking, whatever else, that 2 hours a day that I took to go out on the porch and smoke was far more beneficial than any kind of negative thing that I'm going to get from smoking this. And that's one of the things that's very important and close to my heart is this. Yeah, we sell cigars. Yeah, we smoke cigars. It's about the experience more than anything else. Because listen, if you're smoking a cigar in a stressful environment, it ain't very fun.
No.
This is made, we live in a world where our attention is so short that I told Mike this earlier. I forced myself this week. It's Thursday right now. This airs on Cinco de Mayo. This is our Cinco de Mayo show. I read 3 complete novels this week by today because I forced myself to sit outside, and I remembered why I do this. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, very good.
Somebody out there needed to hear that. Maybe I need to hear it again.
And you know, as Jamie was saying, it is the most unadulterated, most unaltered tobacco product that reaches our shore. The only thing that goes into this is the entire time from seed to the time you cut it and light it is air and water. There is no pesticides. There's no insecticides. There's no chemicals that are put into and or the filters or anything of the other dredges that they sweep up off the floor to make your cigarettes or your Marlboro 272s or what the hell ever. Okay.
I like the red 72s. They're little.
It is it is premium hand-rolled tobacco. The wrapper is the outside cover. It is one entire leaf. The binder is what holds all of the filler together. It is one entire leaf. And the filler are pieces that are either completely, that are long enough, that are one piece and or broken at certain places and bunched into one's hand and put together. That binder goes on it, that filler or wrapper goes on it. And that's it. And they are built to burn to combust at the same rate. It is 100% an artisanal product that is handmade in 300 pairs of hands from seed to the time that we get them to cut and light.
I mean, this thing is nurtured from seed to store. Okay. Your bottled water has more contaminants in it than this.
Absolutely.
100%. So anyway, I needed to hear that again for myself. And it's very important that I like to do things, but I also like to know the why behind why I do them. I'm very introspective in that way. And this keeps me from murdering people and from my heart exploding earlier than necessary because it forces me to bring it down.
It does. So I'm going to go over this real quick. We're the first in Knoxville to offer an online presence where you and anywhere in the country can order. We are the first in Knoxville that has a informative and
that too. Both of those.
Informative and educational podcast about cigars. We are also the first in Knoxville to we are going to be taking surveys. We are going to be inquiring. We want data. We want to know from you what you like, when you like it, how many of them you like. I mean, if I don't know, then I'm just taking a shot in the dark and hoping you're going to like so-and-so or so-and-so. I want to know. I want to know what, there's going to be all kinds of questions on there, but we will be the first, I promise you, in this area for certain that want to know that kind of thing, because that will help us better serve you. Customer service and an experience is what we are lacking. And if you don't believe what I'm telling you, walk outside the door, look up and down the street and tell me how many Amazon Prime trucks, how many FedEx, and how many UPS trucks you see going through your neighborhood every day.
And since you brought that up, we are also the only cigar presence in this region that does local hand delivery.
Yeah, we'll deliver them to you.
Us.
Yeah, come and have a smoke with you.
Yeah.
But, just so we're aware of that. But getting to the big deal, the big question, the $20,000 question, what is an OG and what does it mean to be one? Well, Jamie told you all the perks that you get for your yearly membership. And here's the selection that we picked and why we picked them. Because we want you to have the best and we want you to be able to have,
so we picked some things that you might not readily be able to get around here.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
We picked for cigar number 1, we picked Perdomo Champagne, the 10th anniversary champagne. We've got a modern Connecticut and the first of its kind. We've got it in a Robusto and in a Churchill size for you. So you can try 2 different sizes because blends are different, and ratio to fillers, ratio to wrappers, ratio. All that can make things taste differently. But the Perdomo Champagne comes in 9 sizes, and they make 1 million of each size per year.
A minimum of 1 million.
In 92, Nick Perdomo started Perdomo Cigars, and this would lead him into what is known as the history as the cigar boom of the late 90s. He introduced this blend in 2000 after being told by the entire cigar industry he couldn't use and or couldn't grow Connecticut shade wrapper or use it with Nicaraguan tobaccos. Determined, he came out with the 10th anniversary Perdomo Champagne. Not only did he prove them wrong, but he is a benchmark. He is an innovator, and he is a survivor of all those. The champagne is offered again in 9 sizes. You're going to get a Robusto, which is a 5x54, and you're going to get a Churchill, which is a 7x54.
And both of them are fantastic. That's one of the cigars that's good in every size.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
absolutely.
I don't know that I've had all 9 sizes, but I've had most of them.
Yeah. Again, they make 1 million of each size per year and would serve as the benchmark for the modern day Connecticut's.
So already you got two bangers that are just...
They're classics.
I call that the perfect cigar, so that tells you something there.
They're classics. Now, the second set of cigars that you get is the Villiger Quellar Cream. It is named after Velázquez de Cuellar, the first Spaniard governor of Cuba. It is a modern size in a Churchill at 7x54.
And what he means there is typically Churchill 7x47 to 7x49.
Yes.
So sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry. No, that's exactly right. So this is a little bit bigger size with the ring gauge, but is a classic profile, completely different cigar than the Perdomo.
It comes with a really beautiful band. So
beautiful
if you
band,
like eye candy,
beautiful box.
These
cigars are handmade in the Dominican Republic and in a series of classic sizes drawn from a silky blonde Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper leaf and vintage Dominican long filler tobaccos. They are mellow, budget friendly. These things were made for morning coffees and reading a book or sitting on the beach or by the creek.
Or to hand to your buddy for his first cigar ever.
Absolutely.
There's 2 of those, correct?
They are.
Churchill size. Yeah. And the new
Yes. Both of them in 7x54 and Churchill size. This thing's going to be all over your palate with creamy notes, almond, touches of pepper, very nutty cigar. So think cashew. But we chose the Churchill size in particular because you just ain't going to be able to get enough of it.
And before you turn up your nose, we started with these Connecticut wrappers. We get a lot of people say, oh, it's not strong enough for me or this, that, and other. Listen, I probably smoke more cigars than you do, whoever you are on the other side of the thing. Connecticut's are becoming some of my favorite go-to sticks. And what I have found is that as your palate gets more, that you train it more and you start learning how your palate works, you're going to find that these so-called milder cigars are going to pop with flavor and you're going to be like, oh man, why doesn't everybody smoke these? Promise you that'll happen if you'll let it happen. Don't be a cigar snob. Okay.
Well,
okay.
Part of the fun of all this is trying new things.
Yeah.
And Jamie's exactly right. We went to a lounge one time and we were smoking cigars, obviously. And we had ordered a couple of drinks and their cigar guy. Now tell me if this makes any fucking sense. Their cigar guy comes up and says, oh, I see you're smoking this so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and you're blah, 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 blah. And Jamie said, yeah. He said, I really like these. He said, but probably one of my favorites, probably my favorite right now or about any time is the Perdomo Champagne. And the guy goes, oh, I don't smoke Connecticut's. And I just thought to myself, you're this, and he introduced himself as, hey, I'm so-and-so, the cigar guy here at this establishment. Now, a customer just came in to order something and is smoking at your place and you're already poo-pooing on you're not a Connecticut guy.
You just told him not to buy 1/3 of your inventory because everybody makes a Connecticut.
And not only did you just say, I'm not a Connecticut guy, but you just said, now, even if you were or you weren't, if I walk back there to your humidor to buy a second cigar and or find another selection, you can't sell me a fucking Connecticut because you're not a Connecticut guy. And if you try to sell me a fucking Connecticut because you're not a Connecticut guy and because you're so dumb that you opened your mouth and said you weren't, now you're a liar.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're talking about. So A, you cheated your customer out of a sale. B, you cheated yourself out of a sale. And C, obviously the guy no longer works there. So whether it's your favorite or not your favorite, and you may or may not be a Connecticut guy or a Connecticut girl, here's the bottom line, and I'm moving on. Take a chance. Fucking Columbus did, okay? And he's got a holiday named after him. And he never even discovered the damn country.
No.
So
much further south.
Yeah.
You know, it's like music. You know, we don't talk about music nearly enough. We probably should more since that's kind of in our wheelhouse. But it's like somebody telling me a blanket statement like, I don't like jazz. I don't listen to country music. I automatically know right then that person, whoever I'm hearing that from, is number one, not really good musician, probably. Because you start talking to people that are good, they listen to everything.
We had a guest sum it up better than anybody I've ever heard say it before. Is when people make blanket statements like that, it proves one thing. And the episode you can go back and listen to,
Daniel
Kimbrough.
Yeah.
He said they're lazy.
Hey, nailed it.
And that's why.
Daniel Kimbrough's got a new album out too, by the way. Just to plug that.
Carpet in the Kitchen, I believe is the name of that.
I saw that Jerry Douglas posted a blurb about it. But if you don't know Daniel Kimbrough, go back to 2023 and listen to our podcast with him. Daniel's one of the top musicians in this area, any area, really. He plays with a guy that's arguably the greatest to ever touch the instrument. And you don't hear that said much. Jerry Douglas is, you know, in a world by itself, usually is what you hear. But anyway, back to your list. So 4 of our cigars that we're putting in this first OG package are Connecticut shade wrappers.
But completely different from 2 and 2 are completely different from each other.
Yeah.
You're going to get 2 completely different smoking experiences, and you're getting one that is Ecuadorian Connecticut, and you're getting one that is Nicaraguan. Okay. Moving on, another one with modern size and a modern tobacco, who was also a cigar boom survivor and still thrives to this day. You're going to get 2 of the 5x56. They call it the goal size. It's basically their Robusto, but 5x56 CAO Brasilia. This is an absolute icon in the world tobacco game, and one of the first box of cigars I ever bought for myself, and in particular was this size as well. It was released after 5 meticulous years of being told you can't, you don't, you shouldn't, down to the crazy notion that you can't use the color green on a cigar band or on packaging. Research and planning, and more importantly, not listening to the nonsense. It is the cigar that put Brazilian wrappers on the map and is CAO's largest selling stick still to this day. It is a full flavored cigar made from one of the finest Brazilian wrapper leaves, which had not been used up until that point. This is going to give you, it's going to be bold. It's going to be in your face. It's going to be complex, but still yet refined. Go ahead.
And it's a great size. It's a really big ring gauge in a Robusto, and it's just a great size. It looks impressive. The band's got all that yellow in it, and it just pops. Anyway,
it makes you think Brazil.
It does immediately. It's some of the greatest packaging I think ever.
To the bold flavors.
And listen, don't get into this. Well, CAO got bought out and they're not as good. Whether that's true or not, these are great, and you should really try them. I think.
Listen, this cigar again is bold, complex, and is well refined and is going to offer different tasting notes of like black pepper, earth, chocolate, leather, some marshmallow type sweetness, and hints of dark fruit. So think like dark cherry. But it's going to be something that's, we want to give you something that you're also going to be learning with. We don't want to just give you X cigar or B cigar, ABC cigar. We want you to go on a journey with us. Now, you may have to work up to smoking these cigars. They may be a little powerful for you at first if you're a newbie. And the biggest thing with that is just slow down.
Yeah, take
more time.
Listen, this is sipping whiskey. Cigars are sipping whiskey. Yeah. You take them in doses. You don't take a shot of scotch.
Yeah.
Right. These are not shots. These are long haul sipping liquor.
But in the big thing, you got three different blends of cigars, 3 different wrapper leaves, and you got 6 sticks so far. The next one is a very traditional Cuban size and one of the up and coming blenders and companies in the cigar game. It is the HVC Hot Cake Maduro. It is a Corona Gorda size, which is 5 5/8 by 46. It's crafted by Rainier Lorenzo, one of the world's hottest and upcoming new blenders in the premium cigar world, to celebrate his heritage and uphold the rich traditions of Cuban cigars. It's topped with a very rustic Mexican San Andres wrapper, along with Corojo 99 from Jalapa and Corojo 98 from Esteli. Is a double binder, the way they were made in Cuba back in the day. And these are medium to full-bodied cigars that are going to deliver a lot of flavor profile, enticing notes of wood, earth, chocolate, and pepper.
It's called hot cake for a reason.
Yeah.
It's very much.
They sell like hotcakes.
Yeah. And there's only one of those in this package. You got, to recap, you got 2 of the Perdomo champagnes, you got 2 of the Villigers, right?
Yeah.
And you got 2 of the Brazilias, and now we're down to the 2 smaller ones, and this is one. You get one of these.
And the reason we want you to have this one is because now we're going to a traditional size, and B, because we want you to have a different wrapper leaf. So even more discerning notes, discerning things for your palate. Now, these, oh shit, I had it right here. And the reason why I wanted to tell you, this cigar, in my opinion, because of the size ratio, is going to allow you more focus on that earth and Maduro sweetness that this wrapper provides, because there's not as much filler ratio to the actual wrapper itself. So
yeah,
take it easy with this little guy, but enjoy the nuances and differences of the different wrappers. With the HVC Hotcakes Maduro, Corona Gorda. So now the next one that you're going to get is a closed foot, and it's the Last Call Maduro by AJ Fernandez. When you just need one more, or you need a firecracker without the fuse, you're going to reach for this little guy, or this little gal, I guess. It's called a Chiquita. It's a 3.5 by 50. It has a closed foot, and it was originally crafted as AJ's personal final cigar of the night. Last Call was released nationally a few years back, and today we're starting down the same blend, just dawned in and originally crafted as AJ's personal final cigar of the night. Just read that to you twice. Sorry, guys. I've written all this stuff out to do on our live things, and I'm trying to hit the highlights for you. But this is donned in a Pennsylvania broadleaf Maduro wrapper. So, hey, you just got 2 Maduros right? 2 more Maduros, but you got one in a San Andreas, and now you got one in a Pennsylvanian broadleaf. So yet another wrapper variety.
Yep.
Do not use your torch lighter for that closed foot cigar. If you got a Bic, it's fine. I can promise you that Ernest Perez Carrillo, Perdomo, Lito Gomez, Renier Lorenzo, any of them and every of them has a Bic lighter in their pocket when they're in a blending room and or in a field and they need a light. They're going to light their damn cigar any way they want. But with the closed foot.
And you can get butane Bics too.
Yes. And Bics are butane. Now, the thing with the closed foot is you want to light it with a soft flame because that initial light up, that initial blast, that initial first draw is going to be nothing but the wrapper. So you'll be able to discern your palate of what is wrapper that you're tasting and what is the fillers and what is the binder as you go along in your smoking experience.
So you're up to 8 cigars now in your package.
Yeah.
You've got 4 different Connecticut's.
Yeah, let me get through. Dark chocolate, espresso, black pepper, floral spice, and some molasses sweetness in the Last Call Chiquita AJ Fernandez. Now I'll catch them up.
Yeah, okay. So now you're up to 2 of the champagnes, which are Connecticut shade wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and filler. And you've got the Villigers, which are also Connecticut shade. Dominicans, which is going to be a milder. I mean, it's super mild. And then he went on to the Brasilia, which gets you the Brazilian wrapper. Okay. So now you've had 2 different kinds of wrappers. And then we went to the HVC hot cake, which was San Andreas wrapper.
Another different type of wrapper.
Cinco de Mayo. And then the Last Call, which has the
Pennsylvanian broadleaf.
Which means it's grown in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So, I know we think cigars, we think south of the border, but, a lot of the Connecticut shade stuff is grown in the Connecticut River Valley, correct? Mm-hmm. So, Interesting. So now we got 2 left.
And Connecticut and the broadleaf.
Yeah.
Is grown there as well. But we got 2 left, and in my opinion, Jamie's as well, probably. These are 2 we saved these 2 for the very last. Save the best for last, right? You're going to get 2 Toro, My Father, Florida Las Antillas, and Toro, which is a 6x52 box press sun-grown wrapper. 2014 Cigar of the Year and a 96 rating by Cigar Aficionado. Consistently, year in, year out, these cigars are at the top of the list. They don't fade in quality. They don't fade in consistency. They are as consistent as the pocket on your shirt. The Florida Las Antillas, the first entirely box press line from My Father Cigars, meaning Flower of the Antilles. The Florida Las Antillas represents Cuba, the largest island in the Greater Antilles Islands and home to the Garcia's family rich cigar-making heritage. Greeting you from the outside is a dark brown Nicaraguan sun-grown wrapper, box-pressed and smooth to the touch. And it's incredibly, the mouthfeel on it is incredible how smooth it is. Excuse me. The leaf houses a bouquet of Nicaraguan long fillers and binder to create an exceptionally balanced and smooth experience. You're going to get notes of cocoa, pepper, sweet cedar, earth. From start to finish, the Florida Las Antillas maintains its smooth character and never goes a tick over medium to full-bodied any time of the day. So this is a great, you want to start out with a little zing, have you one of those. You want to go to a cigar for the evening, have you one of those. Want to have a cigar after brunch, after dinner, after lunch, you can have that. But the biggest thing we say here is we hope you can see and appreciate that we curated this list for something more than to have something to sell. We wanted you to try 6 different wrapper varieties of top-notch, handcrafted, premium hand-rolled cigars, 6 different sizes from classic Cuban to modern day, along with 2 different shapes. We also wanted to give you the opportunity to have the most affordable way to enter into this hobby / sport with the same type of equipment, with a lighter, Vertigo Cyclone lighter, a Vertigo dual V-cut, as well as a guillotine cut lighter, or cutter, a 30 count or 20 count, depending on sizes. You're 20 some sizes, smaller sizes, you're going to be able to get 30 in this. Lighter combo cutter, etc., that we also use introducing the protection for your cigars in the most affordable acrylic Tupperware with cedar inserts and humidification packets that will keep your cigars fresh and like new until you find the perfect time to enjoy them. All that being said, the MSRP, we've told you already. All you need to do is find out what the GGP is, and that's the OG GGP Good Guy price. And I think, man, I'm telling you, if you add it up, if you just do retail numbers alone, like I said, the MSRP on all this, it's a hell of a value that you're gaining. You're getting all of it back as soon as you pay the money. And for what you're going to gain through the year, for some of our customers that have already taken advantage of it, you're going to get saving upon saving, and you're going to be a baller on a budget, and you're going to be able to smoke any cigar you want for a damn good price, and have somebody to know what the cigar's about, and somebody to talk to, somebody to come back.
And somebody to smoke with.
And somebody to smoke with.
That's another thing, too, is building the cigar community so we can have a group of cigar smokers, and there's not a whole lot of that, bits and pieces. But,
Did we miss anything?
I don't think so. We got a big surprise coming, as well as all the firsts we talked about. We've got one more first to bring out and tell you guys about, but we want to do that in person. So come out to see us May 12th, Trailhead. Bring you some cash. We do Venmo, we do PayPal, all that stuff too. So, but most importantly, bring yourself, because you don't have to pay anything. You can sit and listen from a distance, and then decide if it's something you want to do. It's not a pay only event.
No. No, we're not going to be doing that unless, any rate, this is not one of those. We also will have cigars for you to purchase there. If you don't want to smoke something that you've just got, or if you just want to have a cigar and be able to listen to the spiel and do the deal. So we're going to have something for everybody there. We'll have a raffle. We'll have a cutting and lighting demonstration. We're going to take some questions. We're going to get you guys to fill out some surveys for us and try to figure out how we can better serve you.
Right.
Because
life is too short to smoke bad cigars.
That's right. And remember, we smoke all the bad ones, so you don't have to.
That's right.
You want to do another one?
Oh, yeah.
Folks, life's too short to be messing around, smoke bad cigars, but be kind to one another. Say something kind. It doesn't cost a dime to be kind, but there's a price to always be paid for cruelty. So we'll see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. You heard it here first. See ya.
I'll be gone in the morning before the sun comes up, with me and my weenie dog and my pickup truck. Either way, baby, a good man, it's hard to find. I said, said, now either way, baby, a good man is hard to find.